Hey guys, welcome back. It is Four Towers Films and
Doug 218.
welcome. Happy Thursday.
You made it. You made it. It's Thursday. You made it.
One more day to Friday.
And then we can do the weekend dance.
And we are now talking Survivor Edge of Extinction episode number 7.
Lucky number 7.
And what a good episode it was.
Ooh.
Lots going on.
Except, it shows you Joe going to extinction.
And very upset, crying,
and I can
sitting all by himself.
and you can kind of see, he's a very proud man, and
He's yet to reach the end of the game. He keeps getting voted out.
because he's such a threat. He's got so many tools in the toolbox.
Yeah.
People get threatened by that.
Right. Because he's a smart player and he's a physical player. I mean, look, he really is the one who dominated Kama. Let's face it, he's the one who helped them win most of the time. Like it's true. What Wentworth said, he carried Kama.
Yeah.
Really, it's true. And this is how they repay him.
Yeah.
They get rid of him.
They did well. They did him like Julius Caesar. All of them stabbed him in the back.
Pretty much. That's exactly what they did. And of course, they didn't alert the other 4 members of Kama that's what they were going to do. But
and the one
Aurora,
who was close to Joe.
yeah, they kept her up loop, so she was pretty upset. She's kind of on the bottom of that 6.
And she made, when they came back to camp, she made her feelings known. Like, it was a disrespect to me. You guys didn't tell me this. Blah 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 blah.
Well, because she's basically saying that pretty much every other decision they made, they talked about. They made it together. Calm and strong. They made it together. But this one, they kept her at the loop. Well, it makes sense because she's not going to vote against Joe.
Yeah.
They're close.
Yeah.
And he was part of that 6. So, which is interesting, and now they're kind of like going after their own at
they're
this
kind
point,
of imploding.
and she's kind of like, she didn't really quite get the reasoning behind that. We still have the rest of Manu and Lesu that you can go after, and then the other part of Kama, but she's thinking, why doesn't the 7 now because Aubrey's on Extinction, but why don't they stick together, get rid of the rest of Manu and Lesu,
And then we
kind of go after each other from there. But they're thinking the sooner we get rid of the strong players, which is actually, I mean, if you think about it, it's good because really, who's going to be able to beat him, especially in challenges? He pretty much dominates, so that's why they did it. But you can kind of see both sides of it.
Yeah, I can see both merits in their gameplay, and so they have the immunity challenge.
No, the reward challenge first.
Oh, reward challenge.
So they had to be on these platforms. They were divided into 2 teams, yellow and blue. And they were on platforms at the end. They had to swim in, then had to climb over.
They had to climb up a crow's nest.
Untie a bundle. Untie these puzzle pieces, these long stick puzzle pieces, planks. And then the next person could go. Once they brought it back, the next person could go. So, at first, blue was winning. The yellow was kind of falling behind. So they were coming up. And then they all kind of, not too far behind, really.
Yeah.
And then they're all doing the puzzle.
And it was a picture puzzle.
The picture was 2 flags. One was a white flag, probably from Edge of Extinction, and one was the Survivor flag. And then I forget who was doing the puzzle. I think David and was it Gavin?
I believe David and Gavin.
I think it was David and Gavin was doing it for yellow. I think, and Julie and I think Victoria. Yes, we're doing it for yellow, I believe, or vice versa. But anyways, Victoria, one thing was funny. Victoria was trying to put the one near the top. It's too short. She's I can't get it in. I can't reach. So Julie had to come over and help her.
And
I think it was Julie. I don't think it was Lauren.
So it's and it was pretty close.
It was pretty close. I mean, we're talking pretty close. But anyway, the yellow team won it.
And it was their reward was Chinese takeout.
So they get to go. Obviously, like they all get to go, and like there really isn't a lot of game talk because you've got people who are not part of your alliance with you, kind of thing. And then really back at camp, there is and there isn't talk because there's more of like Wentworth's there, David's there, and they actually made peace, Wentworth and David.
Yeah,
which is interesting. Wentworth apologized to David for going after him.
And he said, yeah, hey, me too.
And they apologized to each other. And they actually made peace.
Well,
imagine that.
I think they're kind of coming to the realization.
They need each other.
We can't kill each other, so we need each other.
Considering they're both attorneys.
Yeah.
And they would, a lot of them want them to go before anybody else. Although David seems to have dropped a little further down on the hit list.
Well,
but he's still there. Not to say he isn't. But if you think about it, when they're talking about once they want to get rid of David's name, doesn't come up as often, except when it was out of Wentworth's mouth. But not as often, doesn't seem.
Yeah.
But Wentworth and Warren are the ones that they keep talking about all the time, especially Wentworth. So they had their
little feast,
their feast, and all that kind of stuff. And then we jump over to Edge of Extinction. And they're, hanging out, they're talking and all that kind of stuff. And Aubrey, I remember why, but she went to her bag. It was Aubrey. Yeah, it was Aubrey. She went to her bag, and she had, Chris came back because they got, mail.
It was like bottles.
It was bottles. And they're like, oh, what's this? I hope it's not another map. Reem's like, I hope it's not another map or puzzles.
I was ready to go take a nap.
But it was said, take a step back.
And assess.
So they figure, okay, this might have something to do with the next Edge of Extinction challenge or some kind of an advantage. So they all go off and look. And they know that there's steps leading upstairs, up the
where the
cliff,
rice is.
where they get the rice and that. So that's where Joe and Reem and Chris are all looking. But Aubrey's thinking of it a little differently. She's like, take a step back. She goes, now, I know that the steps, but it's saying step back and assess. So she's actually steps back and looks at it from a distance.
And sees a small
like an alcove.
Yeah.
In the rocks that nobody else has seen. So she goes over to it, and lo and behold, there's a clue in there.
So she snatches it.
She snatches it up, goes away, and reads it. And it leads her to an area where you practice again for another immunity challenge or an Edge of Extinction challenge.
And it's a classic challenge they've used before, where you're anchored to the rope that you have to unknot.
When you're tied to it, and it's
wrapped
not
around a
pole, and then you have to undo yourself.
Over, under, round, and through, and not get knotted up even more.
And you have to do it fastest, so she got to practice that. So obviously that's going to be part of, and I think it said it's the first part of it, so there's probably going to be more than that.
So it's probably going to be either a 2 or 3 part challenge.
As it usually is, but yeah, that's probably part of it. She got to practice the first part.
But she also got an extra vote.
Right. That she has to give somebody in the game.
In the game. So she's like, this is good.
Well, because she's thinking, they're not thinking of us. Like, they know Edge of Extinction exists now, but they're not really thinking of those on Edge of Extinction.
Because they kind of consider them a non-entity.
Out of the game. Like, kind of like a non-entity, in a way. Really. But if you think about it, they really should be, because you don't know who's on. Like, you know who's there, but you don't know who's going to get back in the game. Any of that kind of thing. So.
And whoever's left is the jury.
Right. Yeah. Well, we think that's probably what's going to happen. Although that'd be a first, where nobody went home at all and everybody's on the jury. That'd be a first. And they did say that they're going to do stuff they hadn't done before. So maybe that's what they're going to do.
Well, and you look at Jeff's intro them in the past couple tribal councils.
Jury, yeah.
Referred to them as jury.
So it is actually possible, which would be interesting, that even those that have been like, for example, Reem, who's photo day 3, she's been there 3 weeks now on Edge of Extinction, that she gets to be part of the jury. I mean, that would actually be interesting. It's something that they haven't done before.
But also,
You know, that they can still kind of play the game, which would be nice instead of just going home after 3 days.
but also you got to think too. The longer they're on jury, they can kind of see the dynamics of what brought these guys here.
But if you think about it, that's kind of what the jury's always gotten to see, except for the ones that went home who are not on the jury. They have gotten to see that. They get to come to tribal and they get to listen to what they're saying, that kind of thing. So they've always been able to do that. So that part's not different. But what's different is nobody's gone home, period.
I think
except for the 2 that quit. But
I think also it's good information to know that, say you win your right to go back into the game,
right.
You kind of have knowledge going in that, okay, these 2 don't like each other. Which helps.
Right.
If I know that going in, I'm going to do whatever I can to just literally rip that wound open even more.
And you know who you can target to ally with, you know who's on the bottom, or you know where the numbers might be needed, kind of thing. It's helpful if you get back in the game.
If you're smart.
And that's basically what Devins did.
Like, he was smart. He paid attention.
Right. And they brought him in.
Yeah.
So they could use the numbers he went with them. So basically, so the other one, they're talking about, depending on who wins the main and who really should go next. And of course, it usually inevitably goes to Wentworth from the Thomas side of it. Now, they're saying, you know, are we going to let them pick us off? Because there's obviously more of them than there is of us. There's like 7, and there's like, what, 4 or 5 of us, something like that. So, there's 12 people still in the game.
Yeah, the numbers aren't in our favor.
They're not in their favor. So they're like, are we going to be able to try to work something out here that maybe we can pull some of the ones on the bottom of comics? It's obvious there are some on the bottom, like look, Aurora didn't know about the Joe vote. I also don't think she was involved in the Aubrey vote because Aubrey gave the advantage to Aurora.
And Aurora's like, ooh.
And that advantage is the second vote. So, to use that, of course, nobody knows that except Aurora. She hasn't told anybody. But they have been talking that they know Aurora didn't know about the vote. I think, was there somebody else I think didn't know about it too? Or was it just Aurora?
I think it was just Aurora.
Might have just been Aurora. Because she's close to Joe.
The rest of the Kama strong group, they were all in on that.
Right. So, David, War Dog, we're all talking about this. So saying if they are able to bring in Aurora and then convince Devins to come back with them, then they could get to a split vote and they'd have to go to Rock, say. Because they could go after somebody like Eric or Ron. Because they know they'll probably target either Lauren or Wentworth on their side. Now, they don't know. Wentworth and Lauren both have idols, so nobody knows how but the ladies.
And they've kept
it very quiet, which is smart. Because they would have targeted them a lot sooner than this. I'm actually surprised they don't think Wentworth has an idol, considering on her season she found 2 of them. So I don't know why they don't think she doesn't have one, but they don't. And they don't think Lauren does. So they have to know there's still 2 idols out there. And nobody's actually gone looking for them, which I find funny. But anyway, I don't know. I would have gone look for them if I thought they were out there. But anyway.
Until I see both of them pop up.
And neither one have popped up yet. So they know either somebody has them, 2 of them, because there's 3 tribes once upon a time, so there has to be 2 others floating out there.
I'd be digging
I'd be looking for them.
Under every tree root.
You know, of course the ladies have them, but, they don't know that. But anyway, that we know of anyway. Nobody said anything. But, so, they're talking, okay, maybe we can convince Aurora, she was on the bottom, and Devins to come with us. So, David goes to talk to Devins. Oh, no, War Dog goes to talk to Devins. Devins is having none of it. None of it.
He politely told War Dog to stop it.
He's like, what? At first, it looked like he was listening to him.
I hear
And he's
you.
like, why would I do that? You guys voted me out. Why would I go back to you? They're the ones who saved me this week.
Mm-hmm.
Well, dude, they only saved you because they needed you to get Joe out. That's the only reason they saved stuff. And that's actually what War Dog was trying to get him to see.
Yeah.
You were on the bottom of that. They only needed you as a number. Because right now, if you're with us, the number's pretty even. So, that's what it is, basically. But he's having none of it. They've accepted him, all that kind of stuff.
Well, and he was kind of, he was emotional, it's like, it's, you thought you could trust these people, and I guess, and...
The thing is, I think it would be difficult. Aurora had the same kind of emotion. Yeah. I guess it would be because you've trusted them from the beginning. You've been in on a lot of the votes, and then they said you're the target and they get rid of you. So, I mean, yeah, I can see that it would be very hard. But
I don't want to hear what you have to say.
But the thing is, you also have to know, Kama's been together since day one, and they're already getting rid of their own. And like Joe's been with Thomas 6 from the beginning. They got rid of him. You don't think they're gonna get rid of you? Like, you are not and that's basically what David said to Devins. Do you want to play to win, or do you want to have a thin resume and like go out 6? Or even because now it'd be 6, because they got rid of Joe, unless he gets back in the game. But
which he might.
He might, exactly. Do you really want to play it that way? Yeah. But no, Devins would not budge at all.
And I love that Devins I like the other half of the immunity bag.
Yes. And David's like, no, I think I'm going to hang on to it, which makes sense because they can't vote. Devins knows they can't vote him out. Because then the idol's completely worthless.
And David played it right. I'm going to hold you in check.
Right.
Because...
David knows the target.
So sorry.
So, and Devins knows he's got the other half of that idol. So they're kind of working each other. Like, David knows he can't vote him out if he wants his idol. Because he has the other half of it. Either one can't get voted out, or else the idol's useless.
So more or less, they're forcing the other to have to work to protect the other.
Each other, exactly. And the sad part is they have been really close. They've been working together for a long time. Like, I mean, you trust that's why he gave him the other half of the idol. But now because of this, because David believes it's true, what like War Dog and what they're saying, they're going to have to work together if they don't want to get picked off, because the numbers are not in their favor at this point.
Well,
and they can't convince Devins of that.
Well, because he's still licking his wounds, I think. And
it hasn't been that long. Like, he just got back in at this point, probably about 3 days prior. But so, I mean,
so he's still feeling, the sting of that.
Sure, but the thing, like, the problem with this kind of a game, though.
You're going to take emotion out of it.
You're going to have to get over it in a way, because it is a game. You can't take it personally, because everybody's fighting for $1 million, and they're going to do whatever it takes. And I get it, but you also have to think, what's in your best interest? Is it your best interest to go along blindly with this team? They didn't save you. They needed you to get rid of Joe. Mm-hmm. Or do you go with another? Yes, who voted you out? Well, here's the thing: you voted other people out too. And you will continue to do so. And you have possibly a better shot at getting further by going with them instead of going with Kama, because you're going to be at the bottom. You could be next for all you know. I mean, like, that's the thing. So. But they can convince him anyway.
No,
So, War Dog, in the meantime, went and talked with Julia and Gavin, who are the other two that are kind of on the bottom of the other 6 Kama Alliance. And he's basically selling the same thing David tried to sell to Devins. He's saying, look, do you really want to just go along with what Eric and Ron are doing? They're the ones running this show. They're the ones getting the resume. And you're just going along for the ride. And so even if you get to the 6, what kind of a resume do you have? Like, why would anybody give you the money over them?
And truth be told, you'll be the ones that'll go first
and
second.
You'll be the ones to go first.
Yeah.
Exactly, because you're pretty much on the bottom. It's not like you're making the decisions kind of thing.
No.
And so it's explaining all this, and Julia's looking at him like, yeah, it makes sense what he's saying. Like, you have to get rid of your like, now's the time. It's an individual game at this point. Now's the time to get rid of your stronger players to give you a better resume, make big moves. So they're talking about, but then you really don't hear anything else about that because it seems like it's kind of falling apart because they can't get Devin. So it seems like they needed a split kind of thing.
Well, because they're wanting to force the whole rocks.
The rocks, because they're like saying, look, and actually War Dog said that David will go to rocks. He's did it before in his own season. He's not afraid to do that, you know. And you don't think like Eric or Ron might either, because Eric or Ron actually already said they would. So before, so what are you gaining? Because then you've got a 1 in 12 shot of going home instead of picking who you want to go home.
Well, and what I find funny, Eric and Ron are like, well, let's get to the family visit.
Oh yes, that's what Ron was trying to sell. Let's get to the family visit. Aren't you playing for the family visit? No, I'm actually playing for $1 million, but the family visit's nice.
Yeah, it'd be great to see mom and dad, but I want $1 million.
And that's what David said, and War Dog said, yeah, it's a milestone to get to the family visit, and it's about 3 evictions away. Evictions, vote outs away.
Well, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah, you could say. It's about 3 votes away, tribal councils away. And that's the case was that I want to get to the family visit. And like, yeah, but like David and War Dog said, it's a milestone. It's a nice thing to get to, but your ultimate goal is to win $1 million. Yeah. And if you play just to get the family visit, well, you could be home that week.
Well,
like,
exactly.
So, like, what are you playing for? For the family visit? Or for the $1 million, and that's what you have to keep in your head when you're playing this.
Well, and also they tried to sell this. Let's make this big move now to Victoria, and Victoria is like,
oh yes, Gavin and Julia tried to bring it to Victoria. She agrees with them, but she doesn't want to do it right now. Sounds familiar from a few weeks ago when she also said she agreed with it, but she didn't want to do it right now. Well, when is the time? When you have no numbers to back you up?
See, that's the thing.
You know,
it's kind of like. You can't procrastinate in
because
this
you're
game.
running out of numbers.
The longer you procrastinate, you're going to procrastinate yourself either
out of the game,
home or on jury, you know, and then you're going to be sitting there going,
"Oh crap! I should have done something sooner." Or you could be sitting in the final 3 and be like, "What did you do? Why should I give it to you as opposed to Eric or as opposed to Ron? What did you do? I voted with them." I waited until now to make a big move. Oh, big whoop. You did nothing. You know?
I'm just going to put your torch out because you're an idiot. You know? I'm
just going to hand this check to Eric or Ron or Joe or whoever else is back in the game is actually playing, or even David. You know,
he's upped his game. I will say
he's playing kind of similarly, but he's playing a little smarter, I think, than he played the first time.
Well, because he's
less afraid of things.
He's not the noob this time.
But he did play it smart last time too. But yeah, he's more strategic, I think, this time around. You know, a little bit. So, immunity challenge comes up, and basically, it's what I've seen before. They all have to stand like in these frames with the like a whole thing block on their head. They bounce up on their tippy toes. Now it's hot, and after a while, your leg's gonna feel it. So a lot of them drop pretty quickly. Within the first 10, 15 minutes, a lot of them are gone.
Like boom, 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 boom.
Really quickly. So then more drop. I think we're about the half-hour mark, and really all that's left is Lauren, Aurora, Victoria. It's usually a female thing. Balancing's usually a female thing.
But there was
women tend to be lighter. So.
But there was little David.
David's a light guy though, so David was there too. So that's usually what you'll find is.
So guys like me,
usually like the most big guys, 6 foot, whatever, don't tend to last because they're heavier. So they're like, even if you work out your legs, the heavier you are, the less your leg's going to be able to handle. So, and same with balance, especially when you're up on your tippy toes. So the women tend to be better at it. That's typically, or the smaller guys like David, so tend to be able to last. So that's exactly what happened. Lauren was the tallest one there. So Lauren, but she hasn't been eating much, so she's pretty light. So you got Lauren, Aurora, Victoria, and David. David looks like he sneezed, and then, or almost sneezed, and then kind of
he wobbled and he came loose.
Then fell out. Then you've got the three ladies. So during all this, Lauren's looking not too good, and she's like,
I'm feeling dizzy.
I'm feeling really dizzy. Yes. But nobody hears saying it really softly.
I can't see anything.
I can't see. Just before she passes out, she goes, I can't see anything. And I'm going to pass out. And she passes out.
And she kind of does that pivot in the frame.
At least she didn't freaking hit her head on that frame. She could have. But she didn't. And she falls.
She flatbacks into the sand.
Jeff runs over, medical, and everybody like, oh my God. The other two girls are still rock steady.
Victoria is in the same position.
And Victoria's asking them what happened. And they tell her Lauren fainted. And they're like, oh my God, like Julie's freaking out. So she's not waking up. They're trying to wake her up, all that kind of stuff. So during all this, Aurora is negotiating with Victoria to give her immunity.
Let me have this. Come on. You know.
Like, I was on the bottom of the boat. I need this. I know I'm a target.
And Victoria's blah, blah, blah.
like... And Victoria's like, now's not the time. Like, Lauren and even Julie sitting over on the bench. Like, Lauren's passed out. And that's what you're doing? Yeah. You're negotiating? Because they don't...
And we're back.
Yeah, so, she's negotiating. And Lauren's not waking up. So eventually she does. She does come around.
I'm okay.
I'm okay. They make her like sit there for a little bit. And Aurora's still negotiating. So finally, I don't know what happened, but Victoria actually loses her balance. So Aurora actually does win anyway.
She legitimately won it.
She legitimately won it.
Honestly, I think because Victoria hadn't moved. I think.
She was like raw. It's like a statue.
It was like I think probably what happened is one of her muscles might have spasmed.
Probably. I mean, they're there over half an hour, maybe 40-some-odd minutes, 45 minutes. I mean, your legs you're gonna feel it after a while. And she's not that tall.
Let's put it this way: it was one heck of an isometric exercise.
Oh, you bet. So
Aurora wins it. They go back to camp. Then the chittering really starts. What are we going to do? Is it going to be this? Is it going to be that?
Well, because they can't seem to convince Devins and Lauren and Kelly believe it'll probably be one of them who goes. So they both have idols. So you kind of assume at this point is that they will use the idols because they're the number one targets, and they figure the numbers are on their side. So we go to Tribal. They're all talking as usual, and it's even to this point, it looks like
it's Wentworth or Lauren.
It's going to be Wentworth or Lauren because Tom is strong, and Devin basically reiterates that he can't trust Monty or Lasso. They got rid of him. And the other ones are like basically saying what they said to him. Do you really want to be on the bottom and just kind of be a number for another tribe, or do you really want to make moves? All that kind of stuff. And you can kind of tell it's for him, but it's for also Julie and Gavin. So they vote. It goes Kelly, goes Lauren, and neither one uses their idol, which kind of makes you think they have an idea that they may stay. Or else why not use it?
If I was Kelly, I'd have my hands wrapped around
that. Well,
the
thing is,
idol.
That's what makes me think that they knew they were okay, kind of thing, or else they would have used it. Because one was not stupid, and really neither was Lauren. She's played this game before, so they thought they were really going to go, they would have used it.
Oh, for sure.
So I think they had an idea that they were going to be okay.
Yeah.
Even though their facial expressions said otherwise. Because went Kelly, went Lauren. And then
Eric.
you start seeing Eric's name pop up.
So then at one point it's tied between the three of them.
Until the last vote. And then the one gets voted is Eric.
Yeah.
They were able to convince Gavin and Julia to flip and vote out Eric. And even Devin thought they were shocked.
Ron was gobsmacked, and you could see that on his face.
Yeah.
Eric was, hey. Well,
Well played, yeah.
Well played.
Well, he knows he's going to Edge of Extinction anyway, so it's another shot to get back in the game, so. So, Eric's on his way to Extinction. And again, the trial lines have rewritten themselves again.
And it looked like in the commercial for next week. That there's like a whole lot of chittering going on. Things are really starting to heat up. So it'd be interesting to see what happens.
It'd be interesting because now the Comma 6 is not so strong anymore. So Comma themselves are picking each other off and they're using money and lawsuit to do it. Why not, right? You want to get rid of your strong players, that's what you do. So.
And it's David and Devin are still fighting over who gets custody of
the idol. Like they're talking about when it becomes whole, who gets it. Technically, Devin's the one who found them and gave one, so if you think about it, it really should be his. But, that's usually not what Devin or what David does, so we'll see who actually ends up with it when it becomes whole.
Exactly.
Which should be pretty soon.
You would think.
So we'll have to see what happens next week. Well, that's it for this week's Survivor Edge of Extinction episode number 7. It was a good one.
It was good.
Probably in the next couple of weeks there'll be another challenge. And is it the last one for Edge of Extinction, or are they going to start all over again? We don't know. We'll find out. Have a great week. We'll see you next time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification button so you know when you upload. Every time Survivor airs, the next day we upload. Take care, guys. Have a great week. Bye.
Talk to you soon. Bye.